G'day, my name is Craig and welcome to my channel. Remember to subscribe if you find something interesting on these videos, and thank you to all the subscribers that have joined in recent times. I have reached my goal for the year, which was 175 subscribers, and I've already reached that number. So I think I'll go all out this time. We'll set a new goal. It'll be 180 subscribers by the end of this year. We'll see if we can get that one. This episode is the latest one, episode 2 on the squid. Just to remind you, the squid is made from Tasmanian Blackheart sassafras. It has a janka hardness of about 1,090 pounds force, which puts it probably around about walnut territory. But I've found that it really has its own sound that is somewhere between a mahogany and a rosewood. It's very distinctly its own, especially after it has broken in after a few months or so. We're about to bend the sides, so I'm just preparing these bindings. These will go in with the first side that I bend. If something goes wrong and one of the bindings doesn't work out, etc., I can replace them with the second lot. But so far, touch wood, I haven't lost the binding and I haven't lost the side in my 50 plus guitars. So hopefully that will keep up. Now that I've said it, it probably won't. I'll probably break something. Now the problem I have with this particular guitar is these sides aren't big enough for an OM guitar as far as lengthwise. They really should be probably about that much more on the end, but they were far too nice to let go, so I've got to be really careful with these ones. This line here, I don't know whether you can see it, this marks the waistline, and it has to be right on 29 centimeters. If it is not enough, we're going to find that we won't meet at the front of our guitar, which is a problem. You'll have a space there, so that's going to be no good at all. Because these are not long enough, I'm going to use the fact that on the tail block, these don't have to go all the way together. They don't have to join up on the two sides, because I'm going to put a wedge in there anyway, so I can leave a little bit of room for a wedge. So I've got a very small amount of leeway, but it's not much. At the moment, these things are going to be missing by about, I think it's 2 centimeters altogether, if everything else is right. Now there are a couple of things you've got to be aware of when you're using this kind of setup. One, I'm using spring steel, and I found that if you use spring steel on Blackheart sassafras, there's a fair chance it goes a bluey sort of colour, which you can sand out, but it goes reasonably deep, and I don't like doing it like that. So I'm going to use an aluminium package or sandwich this time, so that hopefully you won't get any of that blue colour. And secondly, there's a bit of colour in this particular one here. They're nice sides, and there's a fair chance that when I'm bending it, some of the colour will run out and it will make it a little bit messier to clean up. So I'm going to put some paper on here to try and absorb any of the colouring that comes out, so that'll make it hopefully less of a problem in cleanup later on. Now the way I go about doing it, just give this a bit of a spray of water. That's enough. Our bindings, same thing. Don't overdo it. I'll try and put those along the other crease on this guitar. We don't want it to be touching the actual sides. Lay it down. Now the paper hopefully will absorb any excess colourings, etc. that are in the wood. Now this is I can feel the very beginning of the end of the side just there, and we've got to make this right on 29 centimetres there. Okay, here's our sandwich that we're going to use on the side bender. Now, I won't show you that. You're probably not interested. If you are, let me know, and the next video or the next guitar I'm doing the sides for, I'll do a more detailed explanation of how the bender works. But I guess if you have a bender, you don't need to know. And if you don't have a bender, you're doing it some other way, well, what does it matter? Anyway, we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it's going to work out. Right, we get to see if we've made a big mistake and have to use new sides or not. No mistake with this blue tape. Well, we've certainly got a lot of material coming out of those bindings. That will all clean away. So I don't know if you can see that, but it's actually maybe a millimetre or so bigger than it has to be, which is good. So for the first one, it's looking good. We're about 6 millimetres short there, which is fine. And we're about 1 millimetre positive at the other end, which is really good. Just have a look at the second side. It's about level. Probably about 7 millimetres at that end. So they're pretty close. and they'll be about that far apart. So we've virtually got our back strip cut out already. I'm pretty pleased with the way it worked out. So I just put the 2 clamps on there and store it like that until I'm ready to glue them together, which will be fairly soon. But that helps it keep its shape, even though I've never had any problems with it coming out of shape. It certainly goes okay. Alright, thanks for watching, and see you next time.